only fight. I'm fearless, it's only right. My head's up, I stay strong.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Creating Strength podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Andrea Kennedy. I'm a learning and leadership strategist and coach. And today we're tackling the question that trips up many, the difference between a manager and a leader. And although they might seem interchangeable, these roles approach work in fundamentally distinct ways. Now, understanding this gap is crucial whether you're leading a team, aspiring to leadership, or simply curious about workplace dynamics. So let's talk about the focus. What does a manager focus on versus a leader? Managers focus on the how, like how tasks are completed efficiently, how to achieve set goals within a specific time frame. They're going to handle day-to-day operations and try to ensure things run smoothly. Whereas leaders are going to focus on the what and the why, setting the vision, the direction, and long-term goals for the team or the organization. They inspire, they motivate others to achieve a shared purpose. Now, what happens when it comes to people? Managers tend to oversee and delegate tasks to employees. They're going to ensure that employees have the resources and support they need to perform their jobs effectively, at least we hope. Now, leaders are going to focus more on building those relationships and trust with their team. They're going to empower and encourage employees to take ownership and contribute their ideas. Now, what happens when it comes to change? What's the difference? Now, managers are going to maintain stability, or at least they want to, and ensure adherence to the existing processes and procedures. They're probably going to excel at implementing plans and that part of running things smoothly. But leaders, they're going to embrace and drive change. They're comfortable with uncertainty and they can adapt to new situations. They're going to inspire their team to innovate and they want them to think outside of the box. Now, when it comes to as a source of authority, managers derive their authority from their title, their position within the organization. They have the power to make decisions and enforce the rules, but leaders, they earn their authority and their power through personal qualities like charisma, integrity, and expertise. They inspire people to follow them because, well, they believe in a vision and they believe in their people's capabilities. So really, in a nutshell, managers are the get things done, keep things going the way they are, status quo type people. But leaders, they're the ones that are going to shift gears and they're the ones that are going to want to transform. Now, they've got the clear vision for the future. And this is one that often extends beyond immediate goals of the organization. Now, transformational leaders can articulate this vision in a way that excites and motivates their team, igniting a passion to achieve something bigger. Now, let's talk about the key characteristics of transformational leaders. One, they're visionary. Transformational leaders are forward thinkers. They can envision a future state that is different from the present and inspire others to work towards it. They don't just react to change, they want to actively seek opportunities to innovate and improve. And when it comes to innovation, transformational leaders are going to challenge the status quo and encourage their team to think. Remember, thinking outside the box. They're going to create an environment where they're going to question assumptions, explore new ideas, and want to come up with innovative solutions. And that's, in fact, going to be encouraged. This fosters a culture of continuous learning and growth. But transformational leaders are inspirational as well. They motivate their team, not just through awards and punishment, but by fostering a sense of purpose and meaning into their work. They connect individual contributions to the bigger picture, helping team members see how their work contributes to the larger goal. This intrinsic motivation leads to higher engagement and greater satisfaction. greater satisfaction. They're going to practice what they preach. Transformationals lead by example. Their own actions and behaviors are going to embody the values and vision that they espouse to. They're trustworthy, ethical, and committed to excellence. This inspires trust and loyalty from their team members. So, okay, let's talk about transformational leadership as a theory. I want to get into the nitty-gritty a little bit today, folks. Now, leadership scholars Bernard Bass and James McGregor Burns developed two key theories when it came to transformational leadership. Okay, now the first one is transactional leadership. This is the style of leadership that focuses on a system of exchanges between leader and follower. Employees will receive rewards for meeting goals, and then there's consequences for not meeting them. I see this all the time in sales. This is a foundational leadership style, but on its own, it's not going to inspire or motivate people to go above and beyond. All right. Now, number two, of course, is the transformational leadership. This is a style that is going to get beyond the transaction because you still need transactional leadership here and there. It's going to elevate the interest of the followers and inspire them to reach their full potential and motivates to achieve more than what people initially thought possible. That's my favorite part. Now, building on the transactional approach, transformational leaders introduce some key elements, and I want to talk about those with you today as well. Remember, I said we're getting into the nitty-gritty. The 4 I's. Now, first is idealized influence. Now, transformationals, as I mentioned before, lead by example. They embody values, ethics, and behaviors that they expect from their team. This inspires trust, admiration, and a willingness to follow their lead. They are seen as role models who are not afraid to take risks and push boundaries. The second I is intellectual stimulation. Transformational leaders challenge the status quo and encourage their team to think critically. They ask thought-provoking questions, present new perspectives, and create an environment where innovative ideas are welcomed. This intellectual stimulation fosters creativity. It's also going to foster problem-solving skills and a sense of ownership over the team's success. Number 3 is individualized consideration. Transformational leaders recognize that their team members are individuals with unique strengths, weaknesses, and aspirations. They take the time to understand each person's needs and goals, and then they provide coaching and development opportunities that will cater to those individual needs. This personalized approach, my favorite, fosters a sense of belonging, value, and a desire to contribute one's best work. Now, number 4 is inspirational motivation. Transformational leaders paint this vivid picture of a future state, and it's exciting and it motivates their team. They communicate the purpose and meaning behind the work, connecting individual efforts to the larger vision. This emotional connection inspires a sense of passion and commitment. So you can see the big difference between a manager and a leader, but not just a leader, transformational leaders. Really, the biggest difference is getting out of the status quo, getting out of the day-to-day, and understanding that your biggest role as a leader is to develop your people, to paint that vision and craft the future, which inspires and motivates. But leading by example, you have to lead by example. If you want to step into transformational leadership, you have to do what you say you're going to do, and you have to be willing to do what you're asking of your team. So I hope that explains the fundamental differences between a manager and a leader, but not just a leader, a transformational leader. And I love that today we got into the nuts and bolts of transformational leadership, because you can't step in to the big shoes of transformational leadership unless you understand the 4 I's. So I hope that helped you out today with your understanding. If you have any questions or you liked what you saw today, please comment below. I'm also going to provide a link if you are a new or an emerging leader and you're kind of struggling with how do you step in and fill those shoes of a transformational leader. I've got just the thing for you, and I want to help you out. I have a freebie, and it's a manager development toolkit, and I give you so much in this. So first of all, it's going to give you a checklist for your first 90 days. And even if you're not in your first 90 days of being a new manager or a new leader, you can use this. It's a full 90-day, check this off, make sure you're doing these things that will help you on your trajectory to being a transformational leader. Plus, I have a ask this, do this. So it kind of puts you into check on whether or not you're being a manager versus a leader. I also give you a one-on-one template to use with your people so that you can kind of find your strengths and weaknesses as a leader, and it helps give you some really great questions for feedback. And then also a PDP cheat sheet. So a lot of people don't understand how to do a personal development plan. And the other freebie that I have that complements this really well is my online course, Mastering One-on-Ones for the Transformational Leader. And if there's anything that you should know about becoming a transformational leader, or just in general, the main difference, I see so many leaders not doing one-on-ones. You can take this manager development toolkit and make sure you're on the right path, but then take my totally free online course that tells you and gives you the tools you need to conduct effective one-on-ones. It gives you a schedule. It gives you all sorts of questions that you should ask, but it also gives you questions on what your employees should be asking you. So tons and tons of valuable stuff in there. I highly recommend it. I'll provide the links below to my website. And yes, also make sure you subscribe. So thanks for tuning in today. And until next time, keep creating your strength.